Hey everyone, Lion Roar here, and I'm back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and in this one we're going to break down the new hero of the month, Malicna. Before we dive in, check out this brand new game called Gemstone Legends that I'm getting pretty deep into. It is a new take on the epic match 3 style of game, and I'm finding it to be really fun. So if you'd like to dive in too, I put a link in the description of this video where if you use that link and the code #lion#, you can get 50 free summons and a bunch of golden gems. Just make sure to download it and put the code in within 3 hours and after completing the tutorial. Alright, now for today's content. Now, I hope I got her name right. I don't know. If one of you happens to know how to pronounce her name, let me know in the comments. If you need to correct me, that is totally okay. This one kind of stumped me. I tried to look it up, but I don't see how to pronounce this particular hero's name, so I hope Malicna is close enough. All right, let's break her down. She is a 5-star dark hero of the cleric class. So this is a class that there's a lot of good heroes in already. So she's got to be a really good hero in order to get the emblems to level her up. So is she worth it? Let's look at some of the other abilities. She has this passive status effect on mana reduction ability. Receives the following status effect when mana is reduced. The caster gets plus 94% defense against holy for 3 turns. Well, that one sounds like it's going to be pretty niche because I can't imagine there's a lot of situations in which mana is being reduced. This seems like a hero that should have probably come out back when Guinevere was a tank that was everywhere, but hey. There's another passive ability here. This hero has an innate resistance against status ailments that steal health. And that one's also kind of niche just because I don't think there's a ton of heroes out there that steal health on a regular basis. So I'm not sure the passive abilities matter all that much, but they're there. I've seen better passive abilities. Okay, looking at the base stats, 766 is a very high attack stat, especially if you start putting emblems on her. The defense stat is also very respectable at 741 and HP at 1339. So the base stats look very good to me. Definitely very formidable on that front. The special is Grimoire Skin. Mana speed is average. And what she does is she deals 260% damage to the target and nearby enemies. What else does she do? She randomly casts one of the following alternatives. Alternative 1 does everything. The target and nearby enemies get negative 54% defense for 3 turns, negative 54% attack for 3 turns, and negative 24% mana generation for 3 turns. And those status ailments are really good. Really good. I mean, lowering their defense and their mana especially, but then making attacking heroes or defense heroes not be able to attack as strongly either. This is just like a built-in control type of hero, which is kind of exciting until you look at the other 2 alternates. Alternative 2. The target and nearby enemy get negative 16% defense for 3 turns, which is like Grim but worse. And then alternative 3, the target and nearby enemies get negative 16% attack for 3 turns, which is like Scarlet, but worse. So either she's going to use an absolutely overpowered alternative, or she's going to use a relatively weak alternative. And then lastly, Elemental Link gives all dark allies a small amount of mana at the beginning of each turn for 4 turns. This effect can't be dispelled. Okay, so what do I think about this? When I see heroes with these randomly casting abilities, they always have some piece to it that looks pretty overpowered or strong. But sometimes when it's just casting the weak stuff, like you really can't, I don't know, like especially at the top levels of war and raid and things like that, you just can't have a hero that's taking a turn off. Like, you can't be taking a worse Scarlet or a worse Grim at times. So that does make it tough. But when she's like using that first alternative, oh my gosh, like she could probably just win the match on the spot that way. Is the randomness worth it? It's hard to say because I haven't played with a hero like Malicna yet, but I can imagine at my level, when I'm playing in wars and things like that, I don't think I can afford to have a hero that takes a special off, you know? I bet you in tier 2, it's a little bit more manageable. And I'm talking mainly on offense here. It's a little bit more manageable. You might have a couple extra turns where, okay, maybe she uses a dud alternative, but the next time she uses the really strong one and you just win. You know, any tier below that too, you might have enough time for her to be just absolutely amazing. She's not fast enough at the highest levels of Empires and Puzzles. So, you know, she is average speed. You could make her functionally fast by adding a level 23 mana troop. But, you know, I think that the random abilities are going to struggle at some level. I do think she's going to be better on defense than on offense, because when you're attacking on offense, you need to be very technical. You need to be careful about which heroes you're choosing to kill on the other side and how you're using your tiles in order to charge the heroes. You need predictable things to happen when you're attacking on offense. So I found these randomly special heroes to be better on defense than on offense. So I bet we will see her show up on a few defenses. I can't imagine at the top levels, but like, you know, randomly around Empires and Puzzles, you'll probably see her on there. And sometimes she's just going to be very, very good. You know, even the other alternatives on defense are kind of annoying abilities to deal with as an attacker. They seem to be better. They'll probably do better as a defense player than as an attack hero. So, I don't know. But the elemental link down here that's giving Dark Allies a small amount of mana at the end of the turn for 4 turns sort of incentivizes offense, you know, where you can stack purple heroes. Or maybe you like save her for a tournament where there's no yellow heroes allowed and, you know, you stack your purple heroes. So she's a little bit of a hard read, but I have found no matter how good the randomly assigning special heroes appear to be, they never seem to get above a B, and 2 of her alternatives are just duds. So, and with one being overpowered, I'm trying to balance that in my mind. So as far as a grade goes, I come to a B minus. And it depends on how deep into this game you are. If you're a mid-game player or early game player, the sooner you've started this game, the better Malicna is going to be for you. But the later game player you are, probably the less useful she will be. Only because she's, you know, there's a lot of abilities that are like hers anyway, but more predictable, and you want predictable whenever you're attacking, especially. All right, those are my thoughts. What do you think? Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, I'd appreciate if you consider giving this video a like and subscribing, hitting that bell notification so you know when I drop more of these, and I will catch you in the next one.